Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the NGS headline recap, and I must say the Braver looks freaking amazing, exceeds expectations. I am hella hyped for that class right now. But other than showcasing the Braver, they also gave us a lot of information about the current events coming up, as well as a bunch of AC scratches. There is like ungodly amounts of AC scratches. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first thing I want to talk about are the bug repair statuses. The first one is when you look at some people, you know, sometimes their models are really messed up and like clothes are like falling off. So they have addressed that this is an issue and they are working on it. So they addressed this yesterday actually. So hopefully they fix this, because I have noticed this. I've seen a lot of people at me in Twitter, as well on YouTube comments, as well as in Discord. So just know that they are working on this. The next bug they have also addressed is the Pedus Vera. So this is the giant doll. There are cases where the doll is invisible. So you go into the urgent quest and you can't even see the boss. You can't hit the boss. You can't do anything. And they have addressed this and they are working on a fix. And last but not least, there is also a bug where you can't search weapons by category through the personal shop, and they are also working on this. Now they are also disabling symbol art for send to area, because as you guys may have noticed, there have been a bunch of Meseta bots using symbol arts trying to promote their shady websites and stuff like that. So you can no longer send symbol arts to area. However, you can still send it to party, alliances, as well as whispers. So you can do that if you still want to spam your symbol arts to your friends. You just can't do it in public anymore. However, once they fix the issue, I'm assuming it's the whole Meseta bot, as well as the pornography stuff. Once they clean out all of those symbol arts, I think they're going to reopen it to area again, okay? Regarding scratch tickets, they have added a new scratch ticket called the Oracle Renewal Collection. This was available on the JP server back in March in base PSO2. However, this is the first time that we're getting it on global, and it has come out already. So this came out right after maintenance, right when the servers went back up. And basically there are some pretty nice emotes like Relax 1, where there's a kotatsu. I quite like this a lot. We even have more hairstyles. It's important to note that the two-tone supported hairstyles are the ones where you can have two separate colors. So for those who have seen my main character with the worldly maiden kimono, you may have noticed that her hair, it starts off blue and then turns purple near the end, and that is because her hairstyle, which is the Shion long hair, has the two-tone support, where you can have the base hair color over here like yellow or whatever, and then you can see that over here dies off to a little white or gray, and you can choose what colors you want to mix and match so that it fits your character perfectly. However, I personally would skip this AC scratch. The reason is because we have a lot of other AC scratches coming out in the following weeks, which I personally think are going to be a lot better. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the NGS headline. So the first thing they dropped in our faces is, of course, the AC Scratch Sweet Summer. So Sweet Summer, we've got like some Hatsune Miku thingy over here and some diver suit shark boy over here. And then we have a butler and a maid outfit. So this is coming out on July 7th, which is literally next week. We also get some new motions. We get the jump arm spread, we get the move arm spread, we get the landing support with hands, and we get the swim diving. So next is the PSO2 9th anniversary event. So this is the first event that we are actually getting. It will last from July 7th until August 4th. So it does last for quite a bit, and by the time this event finishes, I'm assuming Braver is going to release right after. So over here, you may have noticed that Central City will be changed. It's going to look really, really pretty, as well as enemy types. These enemy types, you can see they have this little star or snowflake on their heads, and that signifies that they are seasonal enemies. And when you kill these seasonal enemies, you gain a seasonal currency, which you can use to buy a lot of goodies. And you can also see the Rappies over here have also changed. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a new event NPC over here. You can see this is what she looks like. She literally stands on the right side of the stairs. So when you run up these stairs in order to gain access to the drink bar, you literally look on your right side and you'll see this new NPC. Now, she doesn't appear until July 7th, okay? So when the servers go live right now, don't be surprised if you don't see her yet. But what she does is she'll give you daily quests which you can complete for more event currency. And with the event currency, you can also talk to her. It's going to be the second option where you can buy cosmetic items as well as material and even money. Yes, you can get Enma setup because what you can do is you can actually convert your event currency into the alpha reactors, which you can sell for 3,500 each. However, all the items she offers in the exchange shop is limited, so you can't just keep exchanging unlimited amounts of alpha reactors. There's a limit of 100 alpha reactors that you can get. However, that is still pretty good because that is 350,000 Meseta just from that. You can also exchange star gems, by the way. It's up to 200 star gems, so that's pretty cool. So something special about these seasonal enemies are they are all going to be weak to lightning. So you can see these regular mobs over here can be seasonal enemies. However, urgent quests and gigantics can also appear as seasonal enemies. So it's recommended that you have lightning elemental weapons or lightning elemental techniques in your arsenal in case you bump into these guys. That way you can deal additional damage as well as afflict status ailments. It just so happens that all of these seasonal enemies will drop event currency and have a chance of dropping a new weapon series called the Glisten series. Now these Glisten series weapons are special because they are imbued with electricity. So all of your auto attacks, all of your photon arts will have the electricity element applied to all of your damage. So there is a downside to the Glisten series, and that is, of course, they are a 3-star weapon and not a 4-star weapon. So you will deal less damage than a 4-star weapon to non-seasonal enemies. However, to seasonal enemies which are weak to this element, I believe it is going to be better to use the Glisten series because it's going to be easier to stun the enemy, to down the enemy, which will give you more DPS uptime overall. And another thing you can think about is multi-weaponing is going to be a lot easier because all of these weapon series are available in the Glisten series, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to enhance as well as unlock the potential as well as combine the multi-weapon because the weapon rarity is 3 stars. Now there are 3 weapons missing from the Glisten series, and that is the Partisan, the Twin Daggers, as well as the Rifle. I do not know why they decided to omit those 3 weapons, but maybe they just forgot to put it in the trailer and we'll get them in the actual release. We'll find out on July 7th, which is next week. Now don't worry, if your RNG is super duper bad, you can still get all of these weapons through the event shop. However, do keep in mind you are limited to 1 of each weapon type. So you can get 1 sword, 1 wired lance, 1 double saber, 1 knuckle, so forth and so on. And that is the limit. You cannot exchange for 2 swords, for example. It's limited to 1 per weapon type. Next up is another AC scratch which we're going to be getting in mid-July. You can see over here the beautiful rainbow blade which I use is going to be available again. You can also see there are a lot of hairstyles, a lot of emotes, and a lot of accessories. Now these scratches are going to be separate. There's going to be 4 different categories of scratchies. So if you only want emotes, then you do the emote scratchy. If you only want accessories because you want the angel wings over here, then you can just scratch accessories. If you want hairstyles, there's hairstyles, and if you want weapon camos, there's weapon camos. So this way it's a lot easier for the player. You get to pick what exactly you want to scratch on, and it's just much more cleaner and better this way. The next AC scratch is the Trainee line. This comes out in late July. I believe it's like July 21st. And there is 5 new costumes. We've got Pathfinder over here from Apex Legends. We've got, I don't know who this is, like Wannabe Raiden maybe. And then we've got red, blue, and yellow. So this one is based off melee, this one's based off range, and this one is based off technique. They actually said that on the stream. So I kind of dig this one. I like the whole red outfit over here. I'm not a big fan of the beret, but I do like the outfit overall. I also like the technique one right here. She looks pretty cool as well. Pathfinder is pretty dope, you know. If he had a TV over here, which I like a smiley face or something, I would definitely dig it. But obviously they can't go too overboard, but it still looks pretty good. Now to continue with the 9th anniversary event, and this is the second half. So the event is going to be split into 2 halves. However, the second half really just adds new gigantics as well as more redeemable items in the event shop. So these are the main differences. However, they've also added seasonal enemies into combat zones. So now when you're grinding in combat zones, you can also farm up for this event currency, which you can spend on the event shop to unlock everything else. Now as for the new gigantics, we are getting Nex, which is the big bad dragon, and there's going to be a gigantics variant of it. It seems to spawn in West Alio. So I do not know where Varus is going to go, but Nex is going to be chilling in West Alio. and I know for a fact a lot of people are going to die there, so I wonder if he's going to drop anything different. If he doesn't drop anything different and has the exact same loot table as all the other Gigantics, I have a feeling that a lot of people are just not going to go to West Alio, because this dragon is definitely a pain in the butt compared to all the other Gigantics. And last but not least, we will have a web link panel event, which basically logs how many people have logged into the game, how many people have been doing the event, how many people have been playing the game, so forth and so on. And based off if the community meets certain milestones, we will get rewarded in-game a lot of goodies. So there will be a anniversary login bonus, there's also a stamp drawing contest, as well as a item design contest and a screenshot submission campaign. Now these three you don't have to participate in if you don't want to. However, if you do, there is a chance of winning some goodies over there. But I think the web link panel event is going to be the main one, where it's literally, oh, you know, today's objective is how many people log in, and then it just automatically consolidates based off the game data on how many people log in, so forth and so on. I feel like that is probably going to be the main focus of what most people are going to be doing, and of course the login bonus, because you log in every day and get a bunch of goodies. So now we have finally covered all of the TLDR information. Now we can look at the Braver. So we're going to watch the trailer together, and I'm not going to talk, and then we will break it down afterwards, okay? And there we go, that is the first sneak peek of the Braver, as well as all the different photon arts they have. It looks freaking amazing. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the bow first, because they've made some really nice changes, really nice quality of life changes. I have edited the footage over here so it plays at 0.25% speed, so it's gonna be a lot slower, a lot easier to break down and see all the different animations. So first of all, we see the bow right here. So what I want you to pay attention to is the auto attack is now a triple shot. So your basic auto attack hits 3 times. Back in base PSO2, you needed to get a specific skill, which is like rapid fire, which was a limited time thing. Like you activated rapid fire and you would gain this triple shot for 30 seconds or something, and it would run out, then you go back into single shots. So this is a huge change, which I really love, because it just feels better now that you can triple shot. This over here, I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe it's Banishing Arrow, I'm not entirely sure. But if it is Banishing Arrow, basically what this arrow does is, think of Zed in League of Legends. You know how Zed's ultimate works? You mark an enemy and you deal as much damage to that enemy as quickly as possible, and then it pops and it deals additional damage based off the damage that it took within that time frame. That was what Banishing Arrow did in base PSO2. So you would mark an enemy with Banishing Arrow, you would use your super high DPS burst, and then the moment the Banishing Arrow pops, then it deals additional damage and the enemy usually just explodes. I'm not entirely sure if this is Banishing Arrow, but maybe. I mean, it kind of looks like it. This over here is your charged arrow. It's just one charged shot. You see, boom, it's just piercing arrow probably. So that looks pretty nice. And this is your shotgun attack. I love this a lot. This multi-shot, it kind of reminds me of multi-shot. And over here it's like arrow rain or something. You shoot into the sky and then you get these little turrets which shoot down on targets, which is pretty cool because you can do this 3 times. So look, he's going to cast it once, and he's going to cast it again, and he's going to cast it a 3rd time. You see? So that's pretty cool how you can chain it up 3 times. So over here, I don't know if that is a weapon action or a sidestep. So what you do is if you dodge an attack and then you use an auto attack immediately, you're going to do the arrow rain thing or whatever the turrets are called. I don't know what these are going to be called. But you can see you summon these and boom, they shoot them once. However, I don't know if you click 3 times, will you be able to summon 3 sets of them? Or is this like a one-time thing? If you dodge, you can summon the arrows once. I don't exactly know how it's going to work there, but it looks pretty dope. This is our Photon Blast. So you basically charge a gigantic huge arrow and you just yeet them into space and boom. Yeah, that's a big arrow. 1 hit, 1 kill type of deal. I like this a lot. The only thing is the charge up is a little bit long. So what I'm going to assume is when you are in your photon charge up like that, you probably have super armor. I don't know if you're going to be invulnerable to damage, but I know you definitely should have super armor. So you can't get knocked back or, you know, basically get cancelled. So here is some gameplay. We're going to start off with some multi-shot to just clear a lot of the trash mobs. Then right here we do a perfect dodge. And then we're going to use an auto attack which summons the arrow rains or the bows or whatever. Then there's an auto attack again. And then I think we're going to use a piercing round pretty soon. Yep, there's our 3rd auto attack. And here we go, piercing round, charging, and boom. Over here is just ultimate, I think, right? And here we go, Photon Blast. And just yeet him into space. Yeet. Okay, maybe 0.25 was a little bit slow. I probably should have put it at like 0.5 speed. But anyway, you get the point. Bo is pretty badass. Lot of, you know, you got a lot of abilities. Now, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this ability is. Like, she just shoots into the sky, like at a grenade or something, and everything just explodes. So, if anyone knows what ability this is, let me know in the comment section below, because I have no idea what that is. But it looks really, really cool. Alright, next up is, of course, the Katana, which is my baby. This is my playstyle, alright? I use the Katana. I love the Katana. I love the playstyle of the Katana. I love the PAs of the Katana. This is my weapon of choice because the attack animations are fast, are swift, are strong. The thing that I don't like about the Hunter right now is it's too slow. It looks great. I love the feeling of the Hunter, but it's too slow. I want something faster. I want something that hits harder. I want something to be a lot more offensive oriented. And the Katana does not fail me. So over here is the auto attacks. There's 1, 2, and there's the 3rd attack. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Very simple, right? 4 and 5. So our attacks are basically 5 chain as usual, just like the Hunter. However, it looks really, really flashy, really, really cool, and I like the attacks. It just looks nice. This is PA number 1, so you basically slash forward and you slash diagonally, and then you have one more big slash, right? Right here, boom. So that's PA number 1. I don't exactly know what that PA is. I think it's like Judgment Slash or something. Not entirely sure, but PA 2 is my favorite. So this one. So right there, that is Cherry Blossom Finale. I think that's the English name. But basically, this was your bread and butter back in base PSO2. You slash once, you slash a second time, it deals tons of damage. But what they did is they merged photon arts, which is cool, because that's only the first part of your skill. This is the second part. You're slashing around, AoE damage everywhere, it looks super duper cool, and then you unleash it, and oh my god, it's so good. And then over here we have our 3rd PA, which is basically the Bujin dash, except we don't dash, we basically shoot forward multiple slashes and stuff. So we don't move forward, we stand still. But there is 3 charges of this attack. So that's charge number 1. This is charge number 2 coming out. Boom. And charge number 3 is the strongest one. Here it is. Boom! You see, it's all purpley, so it does extra damage. Super cool. I'm a big fan of this. Look at that. That's charge 1, charge 2, and charge 3. Boom! Big damage. So cool. So next up is, of course, our Photon Blast. Our Photon Blast kind of looks like Katana Combat, but it's not Katana Combat. Later on, they show you Katana Combat, and oh my god, it's nutty. So this is just our regular Photon Blast. So you slash around, and there's multiple slashes AoE around you, and then you put your sword into the sheath, and shing! Everything dies. Look at this. Boom. AoE everywhere. And pa. See how flashy that is? That is amazing. That is so cool. And just everything around you dies. It's super cool that it's a big AoE like that. I could see this very good for just like destroying trash mobs, destroying other crap that's just around. I love it. I really, really love it. Now we're gonna see us in action. So over here, look at this first attack. So that was a dodge, but did you see that? So he dodged the attack, and then he auto-attacked and immediately gap closed. So I have a feeling that, is that gonna be his weapon action, or is that just like a step dodge into an auto-attack which gap closes? Because this attack looks really cool. I don't exactly know what this attack is, but that definitely looked like a gap close to me. So we've got the gap close, and then we go into our regular auto-attack animations over here. And over here we are using the Bujin range attack. And we're going to try to reposition ourselves, and then we're going to use the Cherry Blossom Finale. This is my favorite attack right here. But before we get there, look at this. What is this orange flash? So he gained this orange flash for some reason. He auto-attacked, and then he goes into Cherry Blossom. Look at that. Boom, boom, Cherry Blossom. Into the second attack, which is the AoE. Into the third attack, which is the Implode. And boom! So cool. I'm going to be spamming the crap out of that attack because I just love the look. Okay, this over here is Katana Combat, guys. So this is probably going to be an ability that you can pick in your skill tree, which you could put into your hotbar, and probably is going to have like a 1-minute cooldown or 3-minute cooldown or something, right? So how Katana Combat works in base PSO2 is you activate it and you're invulnerable. You cannot get hit. You are just invincible. And so enemies can't hit you, so you can't get knocked down, you can't get CC'd, and all of your attacks are gap closers. So all of your auto attacks are simply gap closers. You just teleport in front of the enemy, and it's super cool. And what's even better is all of your abilities are enhanced and you deal additional damage. And at the end of Katana Combat, you do this really cool sheath thing where you put your katana back, and based off how many attacks you did in the duration of Katana Combat, it determines how much damage you deal back to everyone around you. So you're going to see that here. So he activates Katana Combat, and you're going to notice he's got this purple aura around him. So they've also combined another ability, and that is when your katana gauge is filled and you did a counter back in base PSO2, you would get this purple aura. And when you have this purple aura, all of your abilities were enhanced greatly. You dealt like 200% more damage or something insane like that, and it was really, really nutty. So I'm really happy that they implemented it into Katana Combat, so it's a lot easier to activate it. You literally just push the button and boom, you're in Katana Combat. You've got your purple aura, you deal big PP damage, and everything's gonna get destroyed. So you see over here, now we've got Katana Combat. You see, I think all of our attacks are gap closers. He double steps backwards over here. He dodges this attack, and he's about to sheath his weapon here. He does one more twirly attack, and here. So you can see he's sheathing his weapon. He's going to put his katana back into the sheath. So you see here he's about to put his sword into a sheath, and boom. You see that? This is the conclusion of Katana Combat. I think they're keeping it the same. It's a 180 degrees damage thing. It might be 360, I don't know, but it looks like 180. And boom, tons of damage, everything is dead. Super duper cool. I'm a huge fan of that. I love Katana Combat. It was the best. Actually, I think it was actually 360 degrees. There was a monkey behind him. I think the monkey died. So maybe Katana Combat is now 360 degrees, which is even crazier for mobbing. And there we go, Braver arriving in August. So throughout the entire thing, I think I was most psyched, most excited about the Braver, of course, because it's my class, you know, Braver. I played an entire year of Braver back in base PSO2. I never wanted to play any other class until near the end, where I had to level all the other classes to 100 for those star gems. But this is my class, this is my jam. You can bet your butts I'm gonna be playing the crap out of it, trying to figure out the ins and outs of this class because I love the Braver, in case you guys can't tell. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel, it really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heals, the boosts, the